Hi all, welcome back to another session on web methods. So in this session, I would like to show how we can create user in Oracle DB and then grant him the permissions to create table. And then later on, we'll create a JDBC connection at web methods end to see whether we are able to connect using the new user we have created at the Oracle end. So for this purpose, I logged into the Oracle DB using SQL Developer and connected using the existing user. So let's write the queries to see how we can create. Since I'm using Oracle 19c, so you need to prefix C hash as before the user, or else it will throw the errors. Create user C. Show you why it will throw the errors. BJW identified by click on run. Is saying it is trying to create a common user role with a name that was not valid. So what I'll do is I'll prefix C hashes in front of it. Then when I click on run again, the user will be created. So now that the user is created, let's try to log into that user and see this will work or not. This will fail. I'll show you why it will fail. Because it lacks the permissions to create a session. Yes, see, it is lacking the create session privileges. So now what we'll do is we'll grow here, grant create session. So let's grant this session. The grant is succeeded now. So now let's log in, try to connect again. Previously it was throwing the session error. Now it should show success. See, it is connected now. Now we are able to connect to it. Right now there are no tables in this. So let me try to create a table. Like say create a table in the newly created one. So I'll say create table customers. Just create first name space get to 100. So we assume that okay, now we have got the I'm able to log in. Let me go and create. So when I click on this, it says I don't have administrator, I mean any privileges to create a table. So let's grant the privileges to the user and the table. This guy. Okay, now the grant is succeeded. Now if I go here, I'll be able to create the table. See, now I got the credential, I mean privilege to create the table. Let me try to insert. Insert into customers. So now I'm inserting the data into this customers table. So let's see if we get. It should fail because I only gave permissions to create the table. I didn't give him data to insert the table. See, he's saying that he's not having any permissions to insert the data or nor has privileges to insert the data into that particular table space. So I've drafted some queries. So now I'll grant him the quota. See, alter users, and then I'll grant him now. Now the user is granted with the table space creation and all, and he has some quota to create it. Now if I go and execute this, see, it has allowed me to insert the data into that particular database. Now let me update it. Date customers set first name, first name. Since I granted the unlimited quota, it should give me the access to update also. See, the row is updated. Now if I go and even refresh this, I should be able to see table, and in the first name column, I should see the data as Abhijit instead of Abhijit Pare. So this is how you grant the user, create the user, and grant him privileges to create table, update table. Now if I say I wanted him to delete customers table totally, I mean delete the data from that particular table, the row is deleted also. So the user has got permissions to delete the data, insert the data, and update the data. Now let's go to the integration server and try to connect to these and see whether we are able to access this customer, I mean this connection or not. Then later on create an adapter to do the CRUD operations. So go to my DB. I'll just copy this, test DB, VJWM, save connection copy, and when I enable it, it should get enabled. See, now the connection is also enabled. So that means integration server is able to make a connection to the Oracle DB with the new user which we created. And if I go and refresh this, so we should be able to see something called new the test DB. See, we have the test DB also created. The test DB connection is also created here, and the username is also displayed. Now let me create an adapter. Adapter is already there, but it might be linked to some other database connection. It is linked to this database connection, and also let me create a new one. Create service. Save. Ask me. I'll just this. Select. So the adapter is selected, but right now there is no data in it. Yeah. So we'll not get anything there. So I'll just say this. Let me create another adapter. Let's say set adapter. So I'll try to use dynamic SQL and see whether this works or not. So dynamic SQL is like you can pass part of the SQL or whole SQL statement. So let me try to run this. SQL, I'll write this command, this one there. We'll need to pass the semicolon at the end. So I'll click on OK. So the data is inserted into the uh, SQL there. So let's see now whether we got the data in the selected after. Run as run service. See, now the data is inserted. So using dynamic SQL, we can pass the whole query at runtime or part of the query at runtime. So it's up to you. But the But generally, what I've seen is it is always best not to use dynamic SQL for the fear of SQL injections and all. So anyone with the privileges can directly insert the database query in this. So always be careful if you are trying to use dynamic SQLs in this. So the difference between dynamic SQL and custom SQL is in dynamic SQL you can pass queries at runtime, whereas in custom SQL you can keep the query and you can pass part of the query inputs, like say insert into customer, I'll keep question mark and at runtime I'll pass it. So I'll show you that. Let's say now let me create an update. Keep custom SQL update customers set first name equal to question mark, first name equal to question mark. So in this, you need to substitute at runtime. So we'll keep two values here. Varchar, the other should be also varchar, and I'll keep it as first name as and first name. Saved it. Now if I go and click on update, instead of object, I'll just change it to string. Save it. That's or maybe the vice versa. I should have taken it as to be and as here. So ignore it. So varchar. Okay. Now the updates are done. Now if I go and do a select adapter, previously was Abhijit Pare. Now if I do a select adapter again, select adapter. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to set the adapter. So yeah, so I'm setting the adapter details here. So and when it is first time is Abhijit and one I mean Abhijit Pare, I wanted it to be Abhijit. Let me run the select adapter. If it was Abhijit Pare, now it got changed to Abhijit. So this is how you create the users in Oracle and then connect your integration server to that particular Oracle instance and then create the adapters and execute this. Thank you.